Hi everybody, we're back for another episode of the Guest Check Challenge, hosted by Amy with Crafty Cat, and it is the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge. And what she is doing is she is encouraging everyone to do 2 guest checks per week with a 1-word prompt challenge for each guest check. So you'll end up doing 50 guest checks over 25 weeks. And we are on 7 and 8 this week. And I will link Amy's video below where she explains what's happening and what's going on with the challenge. And let me get these out of the way. I've been prepping my fall zipper tags, getting my bases ready. We'll move those out of the way so we'll have a little bit more room. Okay, so like I said, we're on week 7 and 8. And if you saw my previous videos, you see that I have been keeping mine in this book that I made. And I'm going to add this week's 7. The prompt is lace. And 8. The prompt is vellum or tracing paper. Or any kind of see-through paper is okay for that. All right, so let's get started and see where we're going to go here. I have been doing mine so that they kind of go with each other, which is not a requirement. But I wanted to mount them in this book, so I wanted my spreads to be kind of cohesive. But that is totally, you know, my choice. It's not part of the prompt. They can be totally separate and not have anything to do with each other. And that would be just fine. And, you know, some people are making them as a ephemera to go into future journals and stuff like that. So in that case, you know, they wouldn't need to match each other at all. So last week, the prompts were fabric and a pocket. And so we're going to work on this week's. And so we're going to start with number 7, and number 7 is lace. And for that, I found this image in my vintage scrapbook, German scrapbook ephemera that I found at a antique store. So we're going to use that for our focal point, and then excuse me, I've got some lace pieces that I'm going to use here, and I think I'm going to use this floral, and then I want just a little piece of this digital, I think. Methinks. So I hope everybody is doing okay, and their week is going okay so far. I'm a little bit jelly of Amy. She's on vacation. She's on a cruise to Alaska, which I actually did in March. Yeah, I think it was March when I went, and it's absolutely gorgeous. If you have never been on that cruise, I would definitely put that on your bucket list as something to do. So, and I just want to get a little bit of this color in here because my vellum that I'm going to use on the other on the other one has this color, and so this is really just me trying to tie in the colors a little bit together. Come on. Okay, get the glue book over here. I'm going to glue this down. Like that. You're not even really going to be able to see that except for, you know, just the color kind of going through. And then I have this little Tim Holtz flower that I'm going to put on here because I think it kind of goes with the flower that's on her collar here. And I want it to be up under the lace, which I'm going to take this piece of lace and lay over top like this. So it won't even show that much, but I wanted a little bit of this color up at the top. So we're going to put that down just kind of in that general area. My glue might not work. I've not been back in here since the weekend. Yeah, it's going to work all right. Sometimes when it's been setting for a day or so, it doesn't work the best. And I'm not going to worry about that basket and all that because, like I said, I'm going to cover it up anyway. So it's really not going to matter. All right, and then I'm going to put this down. Like that, I believe. I guess I better put that down first. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. For that. And I don't care if it's glued totally down because I'm going to put that picture over top of it, and so that's going to help hold it as well. Get something to smush that with. I do not want that all over my fingers. Okay, and then we'll put our, actually, I've got this piece that I want to put down here at the bottom. This was just in my scraps. And it came in a little packet, finished lace that I bought, and it's just one of the pieces that's kind of left over. But if I had to guess, I would say that that's probably off of a wedding dress by the way that it looks. It may not be, but trim that off. Now we'll put our little, that gives kind of a place for her, the bottom of her to rest. Since she is cut off. A little bit. And see, you can't hardly see that color and you can't hardly see that, but it's just enough to bring some color up. So that's why I wasn't worried too much about the look of it or anything. Now, I made this little cluster out of several little pieces of lace, and I put this little mother of pearl button on it, and I think I'm gonna put it right here, maybe right there. Just to kind of finish that off a little bit. Oh, I wasn't too low there. I'm sure I was. I just put the cluster there in the corner. This might need just a little bit more glue under it. I'm going to ink around it a little bit. And then I think I'm going to make this one appear to be a tag. So I'm going to take my little corner chomper here. Chomp the corners, and then across the top I'm gonna take this lace, which is just this is not vintage. And staple it on with my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. Like that. And then I'd like to find a little word or something to put right at the top of that. Right across there. I'm looking for my little Tim Holtz word books. Where are they? They're not hanging. They're not hanging where they're supposed to be. I'm sure they're right in front of me. There they are. See, when you don't put something back where it goes, it totally throws you for a loop. I'm going to do Soulful. And I actually might do something this color with it as well. It's pretty close, isn't it? There we go. Ink this up. And use some Fabri-Tac and just put it right there across that. About having to fill my Fabri-Tac back up. I need to get this big glue bubble off the end of it too. All right. So there's that one. Number 7, lace. I think we got the lace pretty well covered here. And while we're working on the other one, I'm going to take a little clip and hold this down so it'll dry. Okay, number 8. Where's my number 8 ticket? Put it in the book. Yes, yes, I did. All right, number 8 is vellum or tracing paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece of vellum in the back. This time I think I'm going to leave the number exposed at the bottom. Need to rip just a little bit off that. It's a little bit too wide. Okay, so I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to put that down with what? I think with art glitter. And if that doesn't work, we'll have to come back and do something else. I'm going to do just around the edges. I'm not going to do in the middle, because I don't want glue showing everywhere, which I don't think it will anyway when it dries, but just in case. And then I'm going to take this piece of vintage scrapbook thingy this basket of flowers. And it was pretty damaged. That's why I just have half of it, because the other half was, see, it's still got a crack right there, but I'm going to try to get it down and salvage it if I can. So we're going to put it right here. And then I'm going to take another piece of vellum. And I want to lay it on top of this. Like that. And then I have these flowers that are also from the same collection that I got. I'm going to put it right there. All right, let me ink this up. Put this, and then I'm going to put that. And then I'm going to, again, make me a little topper. With this. And with this. And I'm going to staple all of this together. But you'll have to cut some of that off. It's way too long. When did I make this one? About right there. And I'm not going to worry about the back of the staples because it's going to be glued flat in my book. And so it's really not going to make any difference. Okay, and let's see if I can get this to chomp. I don't know if it will or not. Through this vellum. It did. Okay. pop in my glue. Before I forget, pin in my glue, I should say. That was not even in there. There we go. Let's ink this top piece of vellum a little bit. And then I want to put something, some kind of sentiment right here. So let's go back again to our book. I'll save my little scrap pieces of vellum for another project. And let's see if we can find something real quick. Let's do this one. Live each day with grace and authenticity. So let's cut it after day. Alrighty. Simple, simple. I always feel like we have such the advantage over Amy because she is doing her videos on Monday and she's drawing them out and then having to create for her videos right after she takes the draw, where we have some extra time to think about what we want to do and to find what you know, what we want to use. So big shout out to Amy for that, and being able to think of something and come up with something on the fly. And again, I will link her video where she explains the whole challenge for you. And this is what they will look like in my book. And there you have it, number 7 and number 8. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you will give it a big thumbs up if you do. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I've got videos 3 or 4 times a week doing different projects, and I just love to share them with you and to hear your comments on them. So until, let's see, today is Wednesday, or Tuesday, so no, it's